Okay, we're live here. Welcome back, everybody. 2016 CSI National Championship. This is the 8-ball challenge. This is Freddie Agneer. I'm here with Jay Helfert. Final day, Jay.
I was just going to say that. Hey, it's the last day and the last event. There are some team events still going on outside.
But this is the last event that's going to happen on the Pro Arena at the Rio All Suites Hotel and Casino. Josh Roberts versus Justin Bergman.
This is the round of 4 on the winner's side. There's 4 players left. Not sure who the other 2 are. I did look at the board, but I don't have it in front of me right now.
We'll get it here in a minute from our research team.
Yeah.
Our production team.
Because at 1 o'clock, I think we'll be playing the hot seat match.
Right.
2 very good players here. I like to see matches like this.
Finals tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific time.
I think first prize in this tournament, they had 56 players that turned out in this 8-ball tournament. I believe first prize is $2,000. You know, they had a lot of nice tournaments for these pros. They've had these 3 challenges.
The U.S.
9-ball, 10-ball. Yeah, well, they had the 9-ball, 10-ball, and 8-ball challenges, plus the U.S. Open 10-ball and the U.S. Open 8-ball. There's been a lot of, those 2 were huge, first prize 10 and 11,000. All 3 of these events, first prizes are around 2,000 or 2,000 plus. What you got? Oh, it's Mike DeShane again. Donnie Branson I'm not familiar with.
We'll find out more about him when the time comes.
Well, they're playing now, too.
Josh Roberts has to switch over the corner balls. One has to be high and one has to be low. I was just going to redo the whole thing.
You know, they've got to make sure that that match is being played now, too, or else they're going to have a problem with scheduling today. That match should be getting played now. We'll see. Because otherwise we will not be able to play the hot seat match at 1. It might be pushed back to 3 o'clock.
They should be playing.
There was some confusion in the scheduling today, and our production team here is trying to get everything sorted out. So we're bringing you the best matches. And this is one of them right here. And pretty soon we'll get started. Hey, we finally got a rack.
But you're right, Jay. They need to play that other match right now, or else the 1 o'clock hot seat match won't happen until 3 o'clock.
Well,
here we go.
Otherwise we could put the other match here next. We'll see. It'll put the whole schedule back 1 round, basically.
Josh Roberts to break. All these guys are in stroke for the small table.
Look out, Josh. Look out, Josh.
Everything tried to make that cue ball in the corner. Got hit twice while it was sitting in the jaws, and yet it still didn't go in. Still didn't go in.
Man, what's holding that ball up? That's amazing. Every time it got hit, I thought it's going down. It's going down.
All balls look like they have a pocket. If the 10 ball doesn't go, he'll probably shoot the low balls.
So now what would happen, Fred, and I think I know the answer, but I'm asking you a rhetorical question, I guess. What would happen if the cue ball would have scratched now after,
We have a referee here, and it's been after 5 seconds, as the rule goes, after 5 seconds of everything staying still, if a ball accidentally drops in, the referee will spot it back up as close to where he thought it was.
I would think so, too. After a reasonable period of time, you say 5 seconds, and that's a reasonable period of time.
Definitely a reasonable time.
Yeah.
It's not making so he did take the low balls. Needs to figure out how to get to the 3 ball. And he's a little bit tough on the 4. And he'd hate to have to play a combination here. But if he plays the 4 ball, looks like he's got a wide open space to play 2. Thin cut. If he misses the side pocket, which he does by a lot, stay on the 3, and looks like he's solved this one. Only tough part really from here on out is that the 8 ball is on one side and all the other balls are on the other side. Sure he can figure it out?
I think he'll find the way there.
I think so.
He's only got 2 balls left. I like this guy's game.
I do too.
I like his composure. I like his demeanor. And I just like the way he goes about it. This guy's a real player.
He's sort of that next level that needs to do something to just get up right to the top 5.
Here's how I feel about Josh Roberts. He's as good as any of these guys, but he doesn't focus on tournaments. About the only tournaments I see him playing is those small field $1,000 entry fee events, which we've seen popping up now.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I'm surprised to see him here. He's more of a cash game player. That's what he's known for. You know, he's out here trying to make a living.
Right.
Nice run out.
1-0, Josh Roberts.
So anyway, the winner of this match will play the winner of Duchesne and Branson at 3 p.m. That will be the hot seat match. I'm not sure if Branson and Duchesne are playing now. If they're not, maybe they'll play here next. Who knows? Seems like Mike Duchesne's been playing on this table all week.
Right. I think they're slated to play at 1 p.m.
Okay.
So that'll still work out. The rest of the West Side will continue playing happily along and meet the finalist at 7 p.m.
I like that. Let's play happily along on the loser side.
That's right. That's right.
They're in the money now. They're playing actually as this match is being played. They're playing for 7th and 8th on the loser side. So they got to play 7th and 8th now, and 1 p.m. they'll play 5th and 6th, and then 3 p.m. We'll have to wait. They'll probably have to go back. Yeah, we're probably going to – it looks like we'll wrap up. Our final match will be at 7 p.m.
7 p.m.
Yeah.
And speaking of spending a lot of time on this table, Justin Bergman was on yesterday, and, of course, he had the 21 Race of 21 challenge match.
Josh has played on this table a couple times. So they're pretty familiar with it by now.
Yeah. Big break. Ball in. Not as wide open as Josh's break was. See how he handles it. You can see the 2-ball and the 6-ball below the 8-ball in the rack area. Tied up, 13 and 15 for the stripes. The 15 is the lime green stripe ball by the 13 orange ball. They both go if you can get to them. All tight.
Justin tends to take a little bit longer evaluating the rack before he starts. He's not one to be in a big hurry. He's trying to map out the strategy to run the entire rack.
Right.
These matches, these 8-ball matches on this table with the pros look quite a bit dissimilar to when you see the amateurs play with safety after safety, tying each other up. These guys are mostly about the run out.
The run out and the bump out to make the tight table opened up. It looks like he's playing for the 2-6 combination. Seems like if he makes that, it's going to be tough to make sure that he has a shot on the 2-ball afterwards. He's just off angle on this. Let me see, it floats to the side.
Wait a second. Oh, he's got the 7 in the side. I'm not sure.
We can't just shoot it, can he?
Yeah, now he's looking at shooting between the 8 and the 2 and making the 6 next.
Interesting.
And then coming up and bumping the 2-ball, I guess. Let's see. This is a little tricky right here. Not this first shot. The 7-ball's an easy shot, but he's got to
stop it right here and have to decide whether he's going to stop it or go forward by 1 revolution. Or we'll go back by 1 revolution.
He can get it. He can get it.
I mean, is he saying he can actually play position for this 2-ball? Or is he going to bump it out? Because there's a big 9-ball sitting right there.
Yeah, if he can't, it looks like he might come off the 6-ball and try to spin around and use that 14-ball. But even if he hits the 14, he's going to be below the 2 or bump into the 2 next.
Right.
This is. I think he's got to just come off the rail and bump the 2, and hope that he can hit it.
Hits it solidly, right? And the 9-ball, he's got to get clear of the 9-ball.
Exactly, and you're concerned about where the cue ball goes.
He's locked in.
Let's see how he does this. Well,
how about that shot? He kissed it over and is playing in the corner pocket.
It's not the best shot, but you know what? He's got a shot. I had no idea how he was going to do that, and he made it work.
Well, this is why he's a professional. That type of out is well beyond the amateurs. And well beyond most pros.
It looks like he's going to roll across and maybe hit the 13. The 8 has a very small pocket here. Not the 9. I mean the 9. The 8 may be partially blocked by the 13.
He goes above it. Oh, and then he just
Look
closes up, but comes
across. Oh, no,
across.
he's coming back across. That's the way he's playing it, to the open pocket.
Well, he definitely hit it with enough speed that it was going to go back and forth.
Freddie, that was a nice run out there.
That's right.
I mean, he's not done yet, but he made all the hard shots. How he got out there, I don't know. Again, you know, going back to what we were talking about, the difference between the pros and amateurs, most amateurs would have been playing a couple safeties in there. They wouldn't have even attempted to do what he did.
All right.
Very well done by Justin Bergman. I hope you're all watching this morning, because these are two of the best in this country right here.
You know, these small table 8-ball gets a pretty bad rap from a lot of players who don't really play them. This is some of the best 8-ball they're ever going to see.
Oh, we saw some great matches. How about that match where Shane played perfect?
Right.
9 perfect racks. Unbelievable. And his opponent, who was it, Francisco?
Wasn't it Josh Roberts?
Maybe. Oh, yeah, it was Josh Roberts.
He played nearly perfect.
He made one mistake. And he didn't miss a ball. He scratched on the break. That's what happened. He lost 9-6 because of that scratch on the break. Shane shot a perfect 1,000. Ran out every single rack that he broke. And when Josh scratched, he ran out that rack.
Now, people are going to hear you, Jay, and say, well, that's why the table is so much easier when a guy can hit 1,000. Hey, Billy Johnson hit 1,000 on a 9-foot table in the finals of a major tournament. So it happens on 9-foot tables, too.
Yeah, but that was a race to 7 9-ball. I was there. I was a co-tournament director with Pat Fleming when Billy did that. And it was a 2 out of 3 set match against Buddy Hall. He had to win both sets, and he did.
When Thorsten Homan won the IPT, I think he was in Las Vegas against marvelous Marlon Manalo.
Right.
He either shot a perfect or nearly perfect. He's broken in almost every rack, if not every rack.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, Shane running out 9 racks in a row of 8-ball on this table right here that's
phenomenal.
One of the great, that's one of the greatest feats I've seen in professional pool on any table.
So you know how tough it is to actually get an open table after breaking? Every table in 8-ball has issues.
Yeah, to do that, you have to make a ball and then find some way to run out. All right, Josh looks like he's starting with this 9-ball.
That's quite a shot to start off with.
Well, it would either be that one or the 13.
12-ball.
Now he's going 12.
And just kind of cinch it in and get in the center of the table?
Notice that he's not taking the 13, the ball that's close to him.
Right.
And he's going this way specifically because this is the way he feels that he can run the rack. Once again, these guys, safety is not on their mind.
Not on their mind. The 14 and 15 pair, right by the 10, are the challenge to this. And once he takes care of the 14, the 15 will go. Still a tough ball, but that opens up everything.
Pay close attention to the pattern he's taking here.
He's going to go to the...
Going down to the 13.
It felt like he wanted the 9-ball, and he chunked it a bit.
Yeah, I think the same as you. He wanted to hold it a little bit and shoot the 9 on the side, but he can't do that now. He's going to have to use the 9-ball to get across for the 15. Unless he comes up on this one. Yeah. Let's see.
After he shot the last ball, he immediately went to something, maybe it was more chalk or something like that, to get
right,
either for chalk or talc.
His cue or tip didn't feel good to him. Well, he's thinking about this. Do I want to shoot the 9 here? Do I want to shoot the... Yeah, you know what? He may have to shoot the 9 because his bridging is awkward on that 11 ball.
Right. And I think the only question is how he's going to get to the 8-ball after he shoots the 14. Whether he goes to the 11 first or the 9. I would suspect he'd shoot the 9-ball first here.
Watch how Josh Roberts solves this puzzle. This is not an easy out. Only 3 balls left.
Yeah, because he was just off angle, and then he had to shoot this way.
Oh boy!
Well, as much as he stroked that, I'm thinking that he actually wanted to shoot that short.
Get ready for this one. Tough shot here. This is for the game. And he did, boy.
We'll get off the rail.
He hit it good. He hit that ball so good.
Good shot. I think he can just stop this. I think if we take a look from the corner pocket, some of the 8-ball, how is it clear with that 7?
He looks fine. I think you're right. He can stop it.
No, it's a lot tighter than I thought.
Well,
let's see where he ends up.
Yeah, he's coming
back
come
a little bit. There you go.
Just to be safe.
Certainly past the point of the 7 there.
You know,
it's a nice run out.
I have to say, Freddie, he made it look easy.
He did make it look easy. There was at least 4 shots in there that weren't all that easy. Small table or not.
Most players wouldn't have been able to run out there, and he took that 15 ball on and had no problem with it.
Problem. Just another walk in the park. You know, you said something I say a lot, Jay, that see how he solves this puzzle. In 8-ball, it really is more of a puzzle. It's not like there's too many hard shots. But there are a lot of wrong shots.
Well, there's different ways to solve the puzzle,
right.
and a lot of players go about it in different ways. In fact, and often we see players that change their strategy during the course of
like almost every shot.
Yeah. It's not like 9-ball or 10-ball where you know exactly what you're going next. You're going from the 1 to the 2 and the 2 to the 3, etc. I mean, Josh actually did change his pattern during the course of that run out, but he made it work for him.
And it's not illegal to do so. A lot of people get married to a path, and then suddenly they keep fighting to get back to the original path. The path might change. The plan might change. It might change every single shot.
Got to be a little flexible. Justin Bergman. We got a good match here. Nice break.
7-ball down.
The one good thing for these players is that if they make a ball on the break, it's an open table. It's not take what you make. He can now pick stripes or solids. This is one of the variations in the rule that's being used at this event. 8-ball is the one game that's been played across this country with various sets of rules. I mean, I played in an era, Freddie, where if you made the 8 on the break, you won the game.
Right. Now, Jay, when you were growing up playing 8-ball, was it slop?
Yeah, you didn't call anything. But after the break, you had to take what you made.
Right.
If you made a stripe, you had to take stripes.
Those are the rules when I first started playing. It was take what you make, and it was completely slop. And even the idea of calling a ball in pocket was unheard of.
Only the 8-ball.
Except for the 8-ball.
Yeah.
And I think that's where people get confused today when they're saying you have to call the 8. Well, today you have to call everything. You have to call every ball in every pocket. So,
yeah, in the old days, you could shoot at one stripe and luck in another stripe, and you get to keep shooting.
Right.
Of course, good players didn't play that way. You couldn't expect to win that. In fact, if I was playing a guy that played like that, then I just wanted to keep on playing.
Yeah, there are a lot of league players out there that think that slop only in 8-ball is an amateur thing, but that's the way that everybody played, including professionals,
for a long time.
Justin has shot high balls, and he immediately has solved any issue here, because the 12 and 10 really didn't go anywhere, but he just knocked over balls. 12-ball goes somewhere. Right, the 12-ball, the purple stripe ball. Probably play for it right here.
Yep. See how he slammed that ball in?
He was almost straight.
Yeah, he did that just to get that cue ball like 3 inches off the rail. Now he's got to cut the 12 back to the right. He will bump the 10, but what's good about this is that the 10 goes to an open area. The whole middle of the table is open.
He looked at that just to see if it went, and it doesn't. The 10-ball. Got a great camera angle here.
He's got to be real careful about how he comes off this 10-ball.
Yeah, because it looks like he's actually playing for the 10, but the 14 actually passes the 9 as insurance.
He's playing the 12 ball, and he's going to graze the 10 ball after he hits the 12. No, he didn't.
He missed it. The 10 doesn't go from our angle, but he stared right down, and maybe he thinks it goes. And if he thinks it goes, it goes.
Well, I thought he was going to bump it out.
Sure looked it. He looked at that a couple times. Justin's fooled us many times where he's aimed.
You know what? This will
must go.
This will go.
Great angle there.
It's about 2/3 of a pocket. Now, to make that, you need to be close, though.
Right.
You wouldn't want to shoot it from where he is right now.
So the good news is the 10 does go in the other corner pocket. So He's not forced to anything. He can just play on the other side. It sits in a good spot.
Meanwhile, he's got a little bit of funny position right here.
He's got half pocket on both those.
He may have to shoot the 9 ball, Freddie. He may not have a choice. He wanted to get down far enough to shoot that 15.
I don't think hitting the 9's a bad idea. It's got to come out sometime.
Problem is, it's right on the rail, and he's got to find a way to hold the cue ball
for the 15.
I think he's got to shoot
go
the
around.
9 and try to maybe use right English to try to come up and bump that. Is that the 6 or the 7 right there? 6 ball right next to the 14.
Or he's playing between the 6 and the going around there. He's just getting down there. It's the way to play. Didn't bump a ball.
He had a little bit more of the 9 ball than I thought. I thought it was laying on the rail. But very well done by Justin Bergman. Another puzzle solved.
The thing that what Justin does that gets us is that he aims his cue stick as if that's where he's going to play, but he's just looking, and we're thinking that must be where he wants to go. But he's still just looking.
Well, this becomes the key shot, getting position on the 10. You see, he does want to come up and shoot the 10 in the other corner pocket where he's got a full pocket. And if he's got a little bit of an angle on this 15 ball, he can slide to the right.
With a little right-hand English, touch the rail, and it'll come straight at the 10.
This one takes a very controlled stroke. Kind of like that. Don't hit the side pocket. Be careful.
Oh.
That's where he needed to go. That's where he needed to go.
Interesting. If you just caught the rail above that, it'd be coming right down.
Yeah.
I mean, he should make this. Because it's Justin Bergman.
How often do they have to play shape where they got to go right by the side pocket like that? It seems like it happens all the time.
Especially on a small table, because there's so much pocket to cushion ratio.
Right.
Is this tighter than we think, Jay?
Well, he's got a little trouble bridging off that pocket, but he seems to be okay. You're right. I don't think this is a full pocket. Well done. Well done. Ooh, he got a bad bump, but he's okay. It stopped in time. Easy 8 ball. Tie the match, 2 games apiece.
These were not hanger runouts.
You're seeing some pretty good pool for early in the morning.
And it is early in the morning. These guys were thinking their match was starting later, actually.
And they thought it was going to be at 1, but there was a mistake in the scheduling. From what I understand, it was originally scheduled for this time, 11 a.m., and for some reason this morning somebody changed the scheduling to read 1 p.m., and kind of leaving these players in the dark as to when they play, but we got it all sorted out, and here they are.
And it doesn't look like either player are hurt by it. Both of them broken around both their first racks.
Well, last night they saw 11 a.m., so they had come down here. And then when they saw the board said 1 p.m., they were kind of relaxing. Yeah, but at least they were still it would have been unfortunate if one player decided to go to his room and we couldn't get a hold of him or go out to eat somewhere. There would have been nothing they could have done.
Right.
But they caught them in time and informed that in fact, it was an 11 a.m. match.
This is how I rack 8 ball here, Jay. This gives the most balanced spread.
Stripe and solid.
Right. So on the right side of the second row, a solid's on the right side, and on the left side of the third row, the solid is on the left side.
I've always thought that was the correct way to rack as well.
Right. The only thing that's different between you don't go solid stripe. You know, a lot of people will put 2 stripes in the second row for some strange reason.
Right.
And then you end up with two stripes in the corner, 2 solids in the corner, which is exactly the only rule in 8 ball racking you'd be violating if you actually did that and get the 2 corner balls the same suit. You need a different suit, and the 8 ball, of course, has to be in the middle.
The corner balls have to be a stripe and a solid, which is the case here. Looks like the 6 and the 13. Josh Roberts breaking.
Big break. Big controlled break.
Ball's down, and he's got a shot.
Hold it.
Who's going to flinch first in this match?
Exactly. The 9 and 5, as you see, the yellow stripe ball, 5 is the orange ball tied up there. That's what he's going to figure out.
So whichever he takes, he's going to have to break those up.
It looks like there he'll play the 2 ball and then use the 1 ball, cue ball off the 1 ball to break up the 5 and 9. Playing position for the 6 ball, the lime green ball. So 2 ball first.
These are like 2 fighters trading punches.
I know
here.
it.
And these are heavyweights. In the pool world, these are heavyweights.
This is the shot that clears it out for him. He's got there, and can he make the 5-ball on the side?
Did you notice, I want to remind you, did you see how softly he hit those balls?
Right, he didn't go crashing into them.
Exactly. He was controlling it. He wanted to make sure that 5-ball stayed in play.
And you notice after he's broken up the balls, now he reassesses because he's got a couple other trouble balls here that he should be able to get to. He just want to make sure that he gets the right angle on this shot to get to the right angle of the next shot.
Beautiful camera work as always. Thank you, Tim. And thank you, John, our 2 cameramen.
Working hard this week, this past 10 days, 11 days now. Yeah, I like this. And he can bump the 13 or he can just slide across. I like bumping the 13.
He's got the perfect angle to do it. Again, a soft tap, just move that 13 over, get it out of the way. And what looked like it could be a difficult rack, easy pickings for Josh Roberts.
He's got just enough angle so he can slide up table for the 8 in the side.
I like look at how gently he hits the balls.
This guy's a good player.
He's a field player.
No issues with that rack. Bumped out that 5-9 pair and solved the puzzle early.
So if you haven't heard of Josh Roberts before, now you know. He can play. Let me tell you, this guy plays all games too. He's a noted one-pocket player. He can play banks. I just like the way I've never seen his demeanor change.
No,
I've watched
never.
him play a lot the last few years.
Goes to Derby City Classic.
Yeah. Young man, I think he's in his early 30s. He's in the prime of his career. Usually 30s and 40s are prime years for pool players.
It's the prime years for most anybody, I think.
Well, in the many sports, I mean, like in tennis, you're
you're
washed up
you're
at 35.
Yeah, it's your old man at 30.
But in pool, the 20s are, for most players, are a learning experience time where you learn how to win. Justin is in his 20s.
He's only going to get better. See what he's going to look like in 10 years.
Justin's probably about 28 years old
I think
now,
that's
though.
about right.
He's been around a while. Ooh.
Oh.
Crushed those balls. The cue ball got kissed around the side pocket, but it's in play.
Nothing on the break. He lost the cue ball just a little bit. And this is a big opening.
Justin's not too happy about how that came out.
It's only a race to 7, so if Josh was able to steal a game here to be up by 2 and just a race to 7 and breaking.
Referee John Lehman is marking balls so he can take this magic rack off the table. That's a little bit of a tricky procedure when there's balls in the rack.
The rules, or at least the guideline that John is using, that if 2 balls are actually frozen together and one of them is on the magic rack or interfering with the magic rack, he won't take the magic rack out for fear that by removing them disrupts.
Well, I think that's a good idea.
In this case, nothing was actually on the magic rack. He was able to move 1 ball just to get the magic rack out of the way.
What Josh is looking at is those 3 balls, the 2 that are kind of attached to the 8. One's a stripe, the 10 ball, and one's a solid, the 7 ball. He knows he's going to have to disrupt them if he wants to run this rack.
There's just so many balls down there that I'm sure he'll be able to nudge it, just like a straight pool secondary breakout.
Interesting decision to take the stripes. Coming down table.
Let's see what he has. There's a few balls here. He didn't exactly like it, but looks like if he really wanted to, he can take this 9 ball on and spin with inside and go right into the little pack. Just needs to disturb them a bit.
Yeah, he could almost hit it flat and come up into those balls. Hit it soft.
Right.
Because that's all he needs is a nudge to get that 10 ball broken out. Yeah, that's
exactly what he's doing. Let's see what kind of spin. In fact, you're right. It looks like he's even just going to hit a high ball.
Well,
no, okay, he's going to use the next ball.
He's going to use the 13 instead. Actually, I thought he might shoot the 13 first, but this is the way he's going.
And
he will come up for the 10 ball now.
He did knock a 5 ball out of there, which easily clears out that 15 ball.
Right.
The lime.
Let's watch this shot. Watch this shot. You see
perfect.
how soft he hit that? You see how soft he hit that?
Just got it out. Everything's open now. A little bit tricky on the 14, but I'm sure he can deal with this.
Well, he can shoot that 15. It's by the corner pocket right now.
14?
15 or 14. Yeah.
15 is blocked by the 8, I believe.
No, isn't that the 15 he's shooting now?
There.
Oh, he shot the 14 first. 15 and 14 are not always easy for me to see.
He landed perfectly over here because the 11 ball actually could go right in the side. So he doesn't have to deal with trying to play position for the 11 ball through a bunch of other solids.
The 15 will pass the 4 ball.
This is just very nice. This is good pool.
This was another tricky rack.
Right. In other games, you don't want to nudge any balls that are already open. But in 8 ball, you're forced, especially on the smaller table, you're forced to nudge a lot of balls. And the guy who can control the nudge will look out. The guy that controls the nudges is going to be normally the winner. Both these guys
How
can
would
control.
you like to stumble into a bar and run into this guy? You might as well just hand him your wallet.
Right.
Meanwhile, he's going to shoot the 8 in the side, I believe. Just stop the cue ball right there. Why not? How about that? Now, let me shoot now.
My turn. Who's the Scotch doubles partner? I want to take the glory.
Hey, Josh is going to have a 2-game lead.
And
thanks
breaking.
To that empty break. Yes,
and breaking.
Yeah.
The
way these guys play, an empty break, one empty break could cost you the match.
Right. These guys make it look so easy, but just like in golf or any professional sport, the best players in the world make the game look easy. Do you know how hard it is to throw a 3-pointer time after time?
Yeah.
The reason why the pros can do it is because they do it so effortlessly. Effortless, and consistent. That 40 minutes down the road, they're still doing it. This guy here, he's been here all week, 11 days, and still making it so effortless.
Speaking of basketball, I went to a game where the Cavaliers were playing the Lakers like 3 years ago. And in pregame practice, LeBron James was about halfway between the three-point line and the midcourt.
Right.
So he was shooting from about 35 feet out. And I watched him swish 6 in a row. And I said, oh, my God. And he made it look like he was shooting free throws.
Right.
I'm saying he was shooting like a 35-foot shot.
And you notice how far the ball can go with such little effort. It's the controlled, athletic combination of muscles and coordination. Things looks like they're just flicking their fingertips, and off it goes.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, this is the toughest sport there is. You've got to have total self-discipline to be a good pool player. It's almost like there's a zen to it at this level.
Sure. You have to master the physical portion of it, and then your mental game kind of describes how your physical game's going to go for that day.
Look out. Ooh.
He did make a ball.
Fortunately, that 12 hung up perfectly for him. He's got a shot. Otherwise, he'd be in trouble here. I don't see him taking anything but the stripe here.
Yeah, it looks like he'd like to shoot a low ball because the 14 doesn't pass the 8 ball. And there's no other ball down there that's easy to get on to break it out. I suppose you can do it with the 10 or the 13. But, yeah, he's going to be forced to shoot the high ball unless he decides to hit the 5-3 combination as his first shot.
Now he's talking about shooting the 11. The overhead kind of fools us sometimes. If he can see the 11, he can shoot it past that 7 ball.
And I like this. It looks like he wants to attack. If he's going to take the high balls, he's going to attack how he gets that 14 off the 8 ball sooner rather than later.
Going to save that 12 for a safety valve.
Yeah. This is going to be good. He wants to go below this ball. 10 on the side, go below and come up. And he has the ball in the side pocket, the 13 and the 12 ball in the corner as his insurance balls.
Yeah, look what he just did. Nice call, Freddie. He played this angle so he can...
Right in it, and if he gets it, he just got through it. I think he can get this 12 ball, which was one of his insurance balls. If
I'm
he
not
can't,
so sure.
If he can't see, well, he's not shaking his head. So he's coming off the cushion. He can either shoot it straight or coming off the cushion.
Go to the rail, and at least that way the cue ball will slide out from there.
Doesn't seem to have. Again, he's not shaking his head. So, and you know what? This type of guy, he doesn't have the demeanor. I think to sit there and shake his head.
A little bit of left English. See, he's going to hit the rail first. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
And as long as he can see something,
he's got the 13. He may
just shoot the 9
right now.
If he shoots the 9, he easily wins the game. If the 9 goes both sides, he'll play a position. But
really enjoy watching this guy play. As far as I'm concerned, he's as good as anybody you'll see in this country.
Yeah, if the 9 goes both pockets, then he'll play this 14 first. If it doesn't, then he'll shoot the 9. Looks like it goes past the 7 ball.
I'll tell you what, Freddie, I'm going to encourage this guy to play more tournaments and get Mosconi points. I'd like to see him on the Mosconi Cup team.
Absolutely.
Sorry for digressing on you.
Absolutely. Doesn't need to kiss that. And he kissed it. He may have kissed it out of position. Oh.
I'm not sure he can see it.
Now he's going to shake his head. There's the head shake. That tells that tells me he got out of. Then now he bumped an open ball.
You know, he might try to bank this ball. Wait a second. I don't like this. What about banking the 14 off the 3 into the side? Because you can't bank it straight in.
Well,
he hasn't
considered it, and I'll tell you why. I think it's because this one is one of those very common bank shots. I don't think he's worried about
bank
making
this cross side. He's going to bank the 13 cross side.
Yeah. This is one of the first pseudo trick shots young players like myself learned. Crossover bank in the side pocket. Oh, he hit that bad. I don't know if he hit it bad or it skidded because it came off really weird off that cushion.
First mistake in the match by Josh Roberts.
Because you don't expect him to overbank that ball because he barely had any ball to hit. If anything, he'd overcut and underbank.
Well, he just got himself in a bad position. He had to shoot a difficult shot, and
yeah, he chose the 9, which wasn't bad because getting back up table for the 9 after the last 2 balls may not have been a great idea. But
he'd have been fine if he didn't tap that ball.
And he just nudged it out of position too.
Well, this is a golden opportunity for Justin Bergman.
Get a game back because he would have been up against it if Josh got out.
Yeah, 5-2 would have been a big deficit. Now he can pull back within a game.
I like that shot of Josh because he was replaying what he did there. I'm sure he'll let it go, but everyone should remember whatever they missed, how not to do that the next time.
Well, this is an opponent, Justin Bergman, that could make that mistake costly. He's breaking next, isn't he?
Yes, he is. But he's down by 2, so he's got to be the one that's catching up.
You notice in this match, Justin's pace of play has really picked up from some of the other matches he played.
I'm wondering if it's only because he came to the table after a miss. Usually he spends most of his time at the full table after the break, getting very cerebral about it, meticulous. But when he starts going, he's as fast as anybody.
Yeah, he doesn't waste any time, does he? Let him shoot at an open rack. He just gobbled these up.
Yeah. And I think this is right. We've seen a couple players here on this table where even if it was wide open, they spent a little too much time thinking about it, outthunk themselves, and dug themselves a grave, really, an ice grave.
The old saying, think long, think wrong.
Think long, think wrong, that's right.
Well, the good news is whoever loses here is still in this tournament because these guys are undefeated.
And both playing really, really good 8-ball.
They're in the top 6 right now. 5th and 6th is probably somewhere in the range of about $600. The first prize is a couple grand. I think it goes 6 and then 900, kind of like that.
Justin Bergman to break. He's down 1 game, but he's breaking to tie it up. Race to 7. He's down 4-3 to Josh Roberts.
Yeah, to win this match, you're automatically in the top 3, and that's probably. I'm not sure if that's the 950 or 1150, something like that.
Sounds like that's right around range. Around
I know it's 14. I know it's 1400 for second, and I think it's 2000 or 1950 for first.
Okay.
We'll get you the accurate numbers after this match. We're not really quite at that point yet.
It is 1,400. Do you know that for second place?
Second 100 is 1,400.
That tells me it's 1,850 for first.
Okay, 1,850.
I'm just guessing here, Jay, but it can't be 2,000. I think because of just because of the math, the quick math ratio.
Yeah.
Made a ball in the break. You know, it's funny. Justin put his hand up like he was disgusted by it, but he's got a shot in the lows, and I think the 4 ball, which is right by the 15 ball by the rack, looks like he's got a shot on it.
I like the way John's got his own puzzle to solve just to remove that magic rack.
I know it.
Nice job, John.
John and Bill have been they've been working on this magic rack. You got to get it out of there. You know, it's strange. I don't know if you've ever played much with a magic rack, but leaving it there, a game that you'd have to leave it there. Yeah.
Some of these guys affect the game.
Yeah, absolutely. A ball will roll up slowly to it, and it may hit it
and move.
Yeah.
Well, John Lehman and Bill Stock are 2 of the best referees in the game. We're very fortunate to have them in this pro arena.
Yesterday, Lou Chang was playing, and 2 balls got tied up on the magic rack, and John said he couldn't move them. And Lou played one of those balls very late in his rack, and it skidded. I'm not saying the ball skidded like the normal skid. It may have been that the magic rack influenced how the ball came off the cue ball.
No question that can happen. That's one of the negatives of using the magic rack.
The rack
you really want to get it off the table if you can.
Right. It's great for the break.
That's one of the differences between Josh and Justin. If Josh would have made this break, you would have seen no reaction. You know, it's like Efren is the best example I can think of. His demeanor doesn't change no matter what the situation of the table is.
It looks like Justin wants to get below the 2 ball and break uphill, break the 15-4 uphill. And change his mind again. Still going to do it.
Shooting the 1 ball past the 11?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tries to get below the 2 ball, I think. He hit.
He's going to have to open that 4 ball.
The 4 ball might go, so he could be playing position for it here.
He may come up and just bump right into that 10. That would open up the 8 real nicely and the 4 at the same time. If he can hit the left hand, well, he's not doing it.
He doesn't like the position. He's going to try to get down here again. Yeah. He wants. I think he wanted to place this cue ball right on the end rail. Like
there we
that.
Go. This is nice. Does the 8 pass the 10?
It might not, and he may go right into the 10 here because the 10 will kiss. Cue ball will kiss off the 10 into the 4 ball. Plus, I think the 4 ball actually goes. Well,
watch this shot closely because this is a very tricky break shot he's playing. And remember, it's not just hit him and try to hope for the best. He's actually got a plan here.
Right. He should be shooting the 4 or the 3 next. Looks like he's going to go up to the 10 and then nudge over the 4. Great angle here. Notice the 4 ball did go, so he was just playing position for it. He shake his head because he got hooked behind the 8.
It's tight. I'm not sure if he can shoot the 4. I think he can shoot the 4. Let's see. Yeah, he can shoot it.
He can shoot it if he wants, and it does go. It did go, and it does go.
Bridging over the 13 ball. He'd like to make sure he slides above that 10 ball.
Now he was just thinking, what if I shot this 4 ball last? He goes through a lot of options.
Mm-hmm. This is a tough decision. I would think that he wants the 4 now and just draw that cue ball up between the 8 and the 10 for the 3 next, because
he's ready to shoot again.
This 4 is not going to get any easier. And it looks like he's got a good angle on it. There you go. Get it out of the way, man. Oh, he went.
Wow, he had to throw it in.
That's why he hesitated. He couldn't jack up and draw. He'd have missed the ball. It would have touched that, what is that, the 15 ball.
Right.
Anyway, Now the problems he's got to make sure he avoids the 9
9.
ball.
The 9 is big. He can either bump right into it. If he bumps into it, he's fine.
I think he's got to go around it. I don't think he's going to hit it. You can't go slow. You're going to have to come above the 9 ball here, I believe. Let's see.
1,
yeah,
2.
There he is.
Good.
There he is. Nicely done, Justin Bergman. These guys are playing marvelous pool right now, as far as I'm concerned. I'm very impressed by both of them.
Now, if the 8 ball goes only in the bottom right corner as we view it, it feels like he'd go 2 rails to the left. But, you know, these guys have fooled me before straight up the table.
Oh, no, he wants to shoot
good.
the 8 and say, it's going to stop.
Hey.
Woo, boy, that ball. Freddie, that ball's rolling farther.
Rolling fine.
But we've said that. This table plays faster than the one that was in here at the beginning of the week.
Right.
I don't know if it's the rails or what, but the first table we had in there, that cue ball seemed like it slowed to a stop.
It'd die off the...
Yeah. Well,
But-
he still
but
got a good shot.
Hasn't it been a week since we changed this out? It's been a long time.
Yeah, the other table was in for like 3 days, and we've been here like a month. Isn't it a month now?
It seems like it is. It seems like it is. I mean, what is the last day? 11 days. Justin Bergman has tied it up.
Last time I did an 11-day tournament was 25 years ago. I used to direct the Sands Regency tournament, and that was 11 days
That was
long.
11 days?
Well, we had an amateur tournament that
that's
lasted
why.
for 3 days.
I was going to say, how long could a
No,
tournament
the amateur
last?
tournament was 4 days. The Pro-Am, they used to call it.
Right.
And then we'd have a week. But that was at a time when they used to get 220, 230 players. The entry fee was like $100, $150 and 10,000 added.
220 players?
Or 20,000 added.
Wow, just so they can watch Mike Siegel win it at the end? You know, I still am amazed at that because, you know, to this day I think Mike Siegel is the best tournament player ever, but it didn't seem like he was always the best player, yet he always won the tournaments.
Well, I'll share with you a piece of information, a bit of information about the prowess of Mike Siegel that I shared with George a couple days ago. There were 11 tournaments in a row where Mike reached the final. Not 11 successive tournaments, but 11 times in a row where Mike Siegel reached the final, and he won them all.
That's just an
He won every – and the guys he beat were Efren, Buddy Hall, Earl Strickland, and Nick Varner. Those were
all Hall of Famers.
And he every time he reached the final, he won.
He'd win.
Now, it wasn't 11 straight tournaments, but it's 11 times in a row that he reached the finals. He won every one of those matches. Cue ball jumped in the pocket.
That was a bad mistake at this stage of the game.
Boy, this match just took a big turn from the time Josh was running out at 4-2.
And tickled the ball, and suddenly, instead of going up 5-2, he's in danger. I mean, he's odds on to be behind at 5-4, then maybe even 6-4.
Well,
right.
I mean, Justin doesn't look like he's got to take a lot of time here. I mean, look at these balls.
They're absolutely wide open.
He can take his choice here. Well, I think he would only take solids because it's blocking those 2 stripes.
Right.
Yeah.
And it looks to me that the 1 and 4 are the toughest balls here. Now he takes the 4 out. Now it's completely wide open. I can't imagine he'd leave the 1 ball there because it doesn't do him anything. This is another note to the amateurs who would like to leave a ball hanging. It doesn't do you any good to leave it there when it's the right ball to shoot out. You can see he's just going to toss these balls in.
That's a good thought, Freddie.
It's amazing how many people leave that ball hanging there, and it's like, that is the ball you got to shoot to get out.
Hopefully a lot of amateur players are watching this because I'll tell you, this is a learning experience to watch these 2 guys play and how they go through racks.
Notice there also, Jay, he took care of the balls in the side pocket rather than leaving it late and having to accidentally have to run up and down the table. Ball in the corner here, there's nothing in the way. 5 ball, cue ball in the center of the table-ish, and that didn't take long.
8 ball for the lead. He's won 3 games in a row.
That's the way to play this game when it's wide open like that. Play the right patterns, get out in 45 seconds, move on. We've had a few players here that still would have been thinking about the first stop shot.
Notice that jersey, USA.
Oh, I love it.
Justin represented the United States in the Moscone Cup last year. He needs some high finishes to make the team this year.
Now, this challenge here is part of the BCA Pool League and CSI, so this isn't a Moscone Cup ranking.
It's
right?
not?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm guessing there. I'm
well,
sort of
they're
asking.
giving points to events that aren't this big, actually.
Yeah. So the U.S. Open, of course, was.
I don't know how they're doing it this year. Although what I do know is the top 3 players in the rankings make the team, and then Mark Wilson gets 2 captain's picks. So Justin could still make the team even if he finishes 7th or 8th.
Certainly one to look at.
I like this guy, and I felt that he and Skylar Woodward were 2 of our best last year.
Yeah, and if for nothing else, even though they played great, just for the young energy about keeping the team going.
I'd like to see Josh find a way to get on this team, too. We need some young blood. Powerful break.
Another good break. Balls look to be open.
Oh, boy. Well, I think he can shoot that 7 ball on the side. Yeah.
And the 6 and 13. I think the 6 ball might go in the side pocket, but
not sure about that
close.
5. I don't know if the 5 can go in the corner. If he can see enough of it. It's the one that's hugging that 11 ball right by the cue ball. He may have to break that up at some point.
Well, if the 7 ball is easy in the side pocket, maybe comes straight across the table and touches it, the 3 ball would be his insurance.
See what Josh is doing? See what Josh is doing? Yeah, thank you, Josh.
I see what Josh doing. He's sitting there.
As long as I don't call him Jay.
Then you won't know where you are.
Yeah, right.
But Jay is out there.
So
the 5 ball actually comes down table. If you wanted to play position for it, play it into the corner pocket. Yeah, the 5 ball down by goes down by the 3 ball.
Watch Justin. He's really weighing his options here, which way to go. He's trying to map out the whole rack before he starts. And really what's on his mind is, how am I going to make that 5 ball?
I got to tell you, Jay, I mean, we've watched Justin doing this now. Even though it's slow, he might be my favorite person this week to watch because of all the thought
Look at this
process.
Oh, he wanted to hit it right there.
He's got another shot at it with a 4 ball if he wanted to.
Yeah, that's all he had to do was graze that ball. What is it, the 11 ball against the 5?
11 against the 5.
That's all he had to do is graze it, and then 5 would have moved out.
He's got to stare at this again. This 5 ball, I believe, does pass the 3, and if it doesn't go past the 3, it goes off the 3.
I think he's going to just
close if he wanted to play down table.
Freddie, I think he's going to draw off the 4 to the end rail and try to
break
him
it out again
because he's got the 3.
But you see this angle, the 5 ball does pass there.
Right.
Looks like it goes in the pocket.
Has he even looked at that though?
I don't know that he has. He was standing on that side.
Well,
now of course if he plays this 3, then the 5 ball really goes down here.
Well, this changes everything going this route.
Well, he's just told us that he's trying to break out that. Just from the angle there, he stopped us on the 2 ball, and the 6 still is tough. See, now he's taken so many balls off the table that trying to get down here. The 3 ball would have been ideal to get on the 6 ball in the side pocket.
That's what I thought too, and now he's gonna have some problems dealing with the.
The 6 ball. The 6 ball goes, but he would have had to have gone.
And he's got the wrong. If he had the right angle on the 2, he could slide over for the 6 next, but he doesn't.
Right, but he stopped on the 2, and that's why I was saying he's saying he still wants to break out or play position for the 5 ball because he's stuck below it.
He's going to have to play some pretty pinpoint position when it comes to that 6 ball.
It's almost like he's playing for the 5 ball here, even though the 5 ball is tied up. Here we go. Going for the breakout. He got the breakout. Let's see where he is.
He's not good here. He may have to bank that 5 cross side. I don't know that he has a choice.
You notice that Justin is not like shaking his head wildly here. He might give a head nod, but he's still in the let's attack and reassess mode.
He's looking to see if the 6 passes. That's
wow.
I don't know about that.
I guess it does pass, but you couldn't put a sheet of paper between both sides.
Yeah, it's like trying to drive a semi-truck down a 1-lane highway.
That's right. You know? There's room.
You'd have to hit it perfect. And look where he is. He's just too far away. In fact, I'm not even sure he can make that. Now he's thinking about shooting the 4 to the rail and off the side of the 10 ball.
That's a lot happening there.
He's going to bank this ball. That's an open bank for him. And if he banks it and goes forward, he can take the 4 next. This is running out from here is going to be a really tall order. And needs to make this bank first.
5-ball cross-side.
Ooh.
Came up short.
Look at this. He got there, too. He actually got, well, he'd have to shoot the 4 next. But
Well, didn't expect that. And Josh coming up the table. Big opportunity, but not exactly an open rack here. This one's going to have to be a little bit thought through. The 13 and 6 still pose a problem. If you can break that out, tight window to break it out too. 9-ball or the 14. If you can dig at this and actually hit the 8-ball, watch out for hitting this too far.
Use the 10?
I suppose.
Yeah, use the 10.
This is a thin cut, isn't it?
Oh, he's okay.
It's
a thin cut, but he's so close to it, Freddie. It's not a hard shot.
Well, it's this pace. Where's the pace of this ball? Just needs to nudge out the 13,
speed.
And he got the right ball,
where
but
are
he's
you going?
he got just caught the 11 ball, and he stays out of the drink, and the 6 ball came right back. The 6 ball came right back to where it started, I think.
Yeah, he got saved there. That cue ball was going directly for the corner pocket.
And just tickled 11.
Well,
he's going to have to try it again.
Good fortune and bad fortune on the same shot. But at least he's still at the table.
That's what I was thinking. But he had some pace behind it just to make the ball in the pocket. He made that 6 ball come out and come back.
I was a little surprised he hit that ball that hard. Okay, he's going down to the corner with the 11.
Gather up his nerves here. No problem. Look how easily, it's just so easy to shoot those balls for these guys. Professional players.
Mostly soft strokes.
Yeah.
They only got to use a power stroke once in a while. Now, what you going to do now, Josh Roberts? How are you going to solve this little equation?
Well, he could certainly go below the 9 and then pocket the 9, come back up, and then he'd be playing position for the ball that he's shooting at. And now he's even going the wrong way. Less options.
I think that if he can come off the left edge of the 8 as we see it, and the cue ball slides above the 13, the 8 will be in the open. This he has to hit perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Oh.
And he hit the 8 so thin. I don't know if you saw that, Jay.
Did he touch it?
He did, and it just moved to the side. He's got a shot here, and if he can 2-rail this, he can get on the 8 on either side.
Yeah, he wanted to hit a little bit more of the 8 than that. But anyway, he's still at the table. He might opt to try to go 3-rail. He's going this way.
And he's putting a hair of inside to keep it. I think looks like he's keeping it to the, well, let's see.
3 rails.
3-railing it. He's got to go. He's got to go.
I don't know if he's going to get there. I don't think so. He didn't get there.
Come on. Nope. Oh, boy.
Well, you know what this means. If you don't get on it, you've lost the game from here unless you make a miracle shot.
Well, this rack wasn't easy, and you can see how tough it was to get to that ball. He actually did break out the 13 ball, but the 6 ball.
Let's see what Josh
right
can
back.
come up with. Oh, we've seen some miracle shots
We
in this
have
table. How about
seen.
Manny Perez last night?
Oh, my.
In that men's 10-ball final against Mike DeShane.
Might be one of the best kick shots I've seen. I mean, we've all seen the Efren Z shot, but this kid is 18 years old, shooting at the final rack of probably the biggest tournament win for him.
I'm sure. Look at this. He's trying to kick it straight in. Wants to shoot the 8 straight in.
It might go. In
Look
the
at
pocket he called?
No, it won't count.
It would
have counted. You're
in
right.
the same pocket
You're
he
right.
called.
You would have counted. What I meant to say is it's not going to go. It won't go. And Justin will just knock down these 3 balls and be on the hill. A few minutes ago, Josh Roberts was in total control, looking like he was going to go ahead 5-2.
And breaking.
And now he's in danger of losing this match. We got some good pool yet to be played today.
All day.
We're going to be playing 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 5, and the finals will be at 7. So stay comfortable.
Okay, Justin Bergman's on the hill. I'm surprised Josh doesn't take a break here, but then again, it's race to 7.
I never see him take a break. He just stays there and plays, man.
I know that it's alternating break, and we'll just mention it this one time. The odds based on Fargo rate say that Justin Bergman is a 9-1 favorite to win from here. If they did this 10 times, I think that Josh comes back more than one time.
I don't refer to the Fargo rate anymore, have you noticed? Because I'm sorry, I don't agree with it. I mean, I think the Fargo system is a great system for rating players, but when you start putting that 90% and 10% and stuff like up there, particularly when you're talking about players of this level, then I think there's a lot of things that need to be taken into consideration, and one is the caliber of the players. I mean, one mistake by Justin Bergman, and this match would be tied.
Tied, right. He's only down by one. Josh Roberts is only done by one service break.
I mean, no question, Justin's a favorite right now, but it might be more like 2-1 or 3-1.
No, I mean, really, it's the break and run percentage of Justin Bergman. If it's over 60%, but not 90%.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, very important break shot for Josh Roberts, the most important of the match for him.
He
so
scratched
far.
straight in the side last time, so he's got to watch his control here. So he made sure that the controlled the cue ball. 2 balls down. That's the break that gets it done. He's going to have a shot on the 9 ball.
Careful 3 ball.
He'd like to have a shot in the low ball, but this is...
Yeah, it's everything that he can see is stripes, so he's going to have to start with a 9. I don't see him as having a choice here.
Yeah, he could shoot the 14 in the side,
shoot the
but
14.
Still, it's a stripe.
Yeah.
The trouble ball is a 12 ball, the purple stripe ball next to the 1 yellow ball in the upper corner pocket. If it doesn't pass the 1 ball.
Now they are taking a break.
He's going to take a break.
All right, we'll take a little time out. We'll be right back. Okay,
And
we're back at the match. Josh Roberts at the table,
little bit of a
trailing
break.
6-4.
This is huge. Everything's huge at this point, but now that
it's a little different to run out now when you have to run out, though.
Right.
I mean, he can't afford to make a mistake here.
12 ball still a tough ball. It might go. I don't think it does from the overhead camera. It doesn't look like it passes the 1, but he doesn't doesn't look like he's looking for a ball to break it out with. He must be able to do it with the 11 or the 10 without too much issue. This shot will tell it.
Let's see if he can hold his composure as well as he has earlier in the match. In this key game.
It feels like you don't want to break this ball by heading into the 12 ball because you got 2 other balls that gets trapped onto. What do you think, Jay?
Well, he's got the angle on the 11 to do something, but now he's going this. Maybe now. Come across.
This ball must go. The 12 must go.
He just played position like it goes.
Now he's looking.
Boy, he's really leaning down on this one.
And now he's shaking his head. You'd think he would have looked at that before he did.
I think he did.
Shots.
He's just looking again. Because, remember, he's at a little different angle than he was before.
Right.
This is one where he's got to hit the top side of the pocket just right.
And he there you go. Apparently, that ball didn't go too well.
It hit the 1.
Hit the 1. It grazed it on the way in. No sellout here, though, because now the 2 and 1 are tied up, and the 12 ball obviously is blocking it.
So he really didn't handle that rack as well as he had the earlier racks. It looked like he could have come off the 11 and done something with the 12 right there.
If he wanted to.
And he chose not to.
It must have gone, but it must have been super tight.
Even when he had that ball in the corner, I think if he'd have gone rail first with inside English,
and just
it would have slowed. It would have spun across the table and maybe hit the 12. It would have gone that way.
He must have thought it was in no issue, but then when he actually crouched down, he saw a little bit of an issue.
This is what makes pool such a tough game that it is. It's not fractions of an inch.
Oh, no.
It's minute fractions of an inch.
Right.
I mean, we're talking 1/100th of an inch sometimes.
Yeah. Football is a game of inches. Pool is a game of hairs.
Yeah, there you go. You got to split hairs on a lot of shots. Meanwhile, Justin's got the problem of those 2 balls joined together, the 1 and 2 ball. He might be able to solve that problem right here. If he shoots the 7 in the side, he's going to track right down towards him.
That's quite a tough shot to be doing this. I like to break out balls using a hanging ball.
Now
this guy's professional. One rail across.
This guy is a closer, Freddie.
He's
a closer. And that's from all those years of playing money matches, having to make shots like this. Wow.
Well, the 12 ball didn't drop.
How did it stay up?
That you got diamondized.
I like that line. He got diamondized. Well, conceivably, he could shoot a ball through the 12, meaning the 12 goes down and then the object ball, but you got to be on it just right. I mean, it looks like he could do it with a 1, but you can't. You can't shoot that 1 into the 12 and hope it drops.
No, the 2 ball, it looks like that'll do it. Wow, is he shooting the bank? If he makes the bank, he looks like he wins the set.
He wants to bank and come down and make
the 12.
This is for the set right here, let me tell you. If he makes this shot and comes down and clears a 12, it's all over. This takes some heart.
Actually, if he just banks it, he's on the 2 anyway, which is the only ball that's a problem.
Let's see.
See that? He's just on the 2.
Oh, yeah. Well, he doesn't need to move
the 12 at all.
Excuse me.
And that really was the game ball, wasn't it? I know we're just giving him this rack, but
Josh is acknowledging that this guy made a good bank shot under pressure. That's like I said, Justin, all those big money matches he played where he had to make a good out to win the money, that's what prepares you for situations like this. He knows how to close a match. It's one of the things that makes my friend Dennis Orculio so tough.
Dennis Orculio from the Philippine Islands.
Yeah, he's a great closer. Best closer in pool as far as I'm concerned. And Justin is on the verge of closing out this match. He's got this angle where he may actually go across table and shoot the 6 in the same pocket as the 3.
Yeah, I think so. He didn't want to float down and fool around with trying to get between the 8 and 13.
Well done. Well done. Look at that. He just hit that perfect. He just hit that ball perfect.
And assuming the 8 ball passes the 13, even if it doesn't, he'd go forward.
I think he's going forward above the 13. Let me see. Let's see what he does here. Oh, no. He held it.
And if you straight in, Josh will concede. There it is.
For the match.
Very
Great
nicely
win.
done. Bergman stays in the winner's side. Josh goes off to the loser's side.
I think Josh will play right back at 1, and Justin will play for the hot seat at 3 o'clock.
So we'll see
take a
you
break.
at 1 o'clock.
Thank you.